I came out probably 15 minutes ago. Gonna catch the sunset. It's gone. Now you can hear the dogs. You can't see Mickey right there, I don't think. But he's right there barking at these three. When I come out, they all come out. Here we got Sunshine, Copper. Clementine's over there hiding. She's the German Shepherd. And over there is Mickey. He's black as night. See his little eyes there. He's like my alpha male. He's probably 40 pounds heavier than all the rest of them. Anyway, came out probably 10 minutes ago, because I was going to catch the sunset, and that's not happening because I've screwed around. When you're a cheap son of a gun, and you see those trim lights on the house there, when you're a cheap son of a gun, you buy the stuff that's not as good as what it could be. We don't get here on the now they're barking at me because they can't see me in the dark, and I've got the phone decided it needed the light to see. Rambling as normal. Where was I? You buy the cheap stuff and it doesn't program properly, and about every 3 days I check it because it's screwed up. You don't see that stuff in the air? I don't know what that is. We're close to the airport, so got a jet, which I suppose you can't see up there. Hey, that's enough. Headed in from someplace. Back on track. Okay, so for days now I've been thinking about what story I'd tell, and I got to thinking, since some of you found me through the Christmas story, I thought I'd just start with that one, and we'll go from there and see what else develops. December of '65, I was 12 years old. I keep thinking we might see a bat here, because we do have bats in this area. I was 12 years old. We go to Grandpa's house for Christmas dinner, and my memory of this has been forever. This was a Christmas Day thing. It occurs to me that it couldn't be, because the story is about all of us grandkids sitting on the porch, ages 7 to 15, about 12, 13 of us. We'd have been playing with toys and enjoying new shoes and maybe the new coat we got. Certainly new socks and drawers, and probably having eaten the orange or the apple that we got. That's the only time of the year that we got apples or oranges, was on Christmas. And then that candy, that Christmas candy, ribbon candy that you can still get, but nobody does anymore. We'd have been enjoying all that stuff. And me getting that Thompson, let me rephrase this, because my wife said, you didn't get a machine gun. I got a Mattel, I think, Thompson machine gun. Obviously didn't get a real machine gun back in the 60s even. We'd have been up in the pasture playing Army or something like that. Instead, we're on the porch, messing with each other. And I don't remember what we was doing. I just remember being a bunch of people on the porch. So it had to have been Christmas Eve. Oh, there's first star out tonight. Yeah, you can see it. I don't remember what that one is, but I could look it up and let you know later. I'm in the hammock, so it looks like it's moving back and forth. That's perspective. So we're on the porch, and Grandma passed away when I was 5, so she'd been dead 7 years. He was used to living alone because all of his kids was grown and gone, and the only time he saw anybody was Christmas, and he kind of enjoyed getting some good food cooked for him, because the rest of the year he wasn't getting. There's Mickey Mouse going out to sniff stuff. Sunshine on the other side of him. Christmas and Thanksgiving was 2 times a year when he'd get good food, good home cooked food, like we used to get in the old days. I keep forgetting where I'm at. That's part of that ADHD. Kids, you don't outgrow ADHD. You got it for the rest of your life. He's used to having the house to himself. Copper, shut up. He's used to living by himself, so having 15, 20 grandkids of varying ages around could get annoying, I guess. And I know that because now I'm a grandpa, and sometimes I get annoyed when my grandkids come over, and after about an hour, I'm glad they go home. It's a good thing about living in the city, I guess, and not on a farm. So we're all on the porch. We're having fun. We're raising Cain. We're probably fighting too. He did this, he did that, wham, wham, wham. Grandpa comes out and says, y'all need to go down there and fix that rock fence between me and the neighbor. The ladies that live down there is Miss Fanny and Aunt Laura, and I don't know what relationship Aunt Laura was to us, presumably an aunt, but I don't know who she was. I just don't remember. Anyway, 2 old women living by themselves on the ranch next to Grandpa's place and still running things. Y'all ought to go down there and rebuild that fence. Now, a lot of the rock fences in Central Texas had been replaced by, now you can see bugs flying around, barbed wire fences, and eventually net wire fences nowadays, most of them, but back then it was all barbed wire because we just had cattle. Nobody had, Grandpa had sheep, but nobody had sheep, and the sheep didn't go through the barbed wire fences for some reason. I don't know. So we all went down there and started piling the rocks back up. What happens is you go rabbit hunting, and a rabbit runs into the fence line, then or a squirrel or something, you're gonna move the stones to dig him out, and just like that not road less taken, but fences make good neighbors by, what's his name that did the road less taken, Robert Frost. About the only poetry that I enjoy. So we go down there and we restack the fence, and it takes us about 2.5 hours, and we get back to the house. We hear the dinner bell ringing, so we get back to the house, and one of the best things about big family dinners in the 60s was you've got 7 or 8 or 10 aunts, and they're all fixing what they fix best. Oh, you should fix this. Oh, you should fix that. Oh, you should fix this. You should fix that cake. You should fix this pie. So you got 5 or 6 different kinds of pie, and 3 kinds of mashed potatoes, and 2 kinds of beef and ribs and chicken and pork, and 3 kinds of red beans and green beans and candied yams and just all sorts of stuff. The table that we would sit at, it was 4 feet across and 8 feet long. So you could put a bunch of kids on one side, a bunch of kids on the other, and the kids would eat first, then the adults would come in and eat. And some adult would make your plate for you, because as a 8-10-year-old, you're not expected to be waiting on food to be passed around that long table with that many kids. So some aunt would make your plate, and then you'd get in trouble because you didn't eat it all. You skin and bones, so you're not used to eating a whole lot. And so when you don't eat a whole lot, getting an opportunity to eat as much as you can was just a real treat. But you couldn't always stuff it all down. And then whatever's left over went outside to the dogs. And I got in trouble one year because Grandpa got angry that I was trying to dump my plate, and I hadn't eaten that much. Well, I'm full, Sit down, eat some more. So I sat down and cried and started eating some more. And I'm still pissed off at him about that. That was 60, 70 years ago. 60, 65 years ago. And people say in the comments on that one thread, talked about what a great guy Grandpa was. Grandpa was a dick. Grandpa was absolutely a dick. No two ways about it. Well, that's 10 minutes worth.